Punters and Dribblers, what is up? Welcome back to About Even for season 2023, season 3. We are choosing to ignore those postseason seasons, the Intercontinental belts. This is the season 3 of About Even. New set, new belt. That's what we're playing for. And we're coming to you thanks to our good friends at Ned's. As always, we love Ned's. We thank them for their support. And we encourage you, if you're going to have a bet, to do it with Ned's, but do it responsibly, Punters and Dribblers. Now, we're back. Big changes. Eddie joins us as always. Eddie Simpson, that is, for those of you that were confused.
Yeah.
Haven't got a new Eddie. Sebo's back again. Rando's back again. He's got his own desk. And we've got a new host joining the show.
Bring him on.
Bring him on.
Bring him on.
A man that's been out of the news the last couple of weeks. He's been quiet, and now he's back, and he's ready to rip and tear. The one and only Justin the Scope Horoscope. Welcome.
Thanks for having me, boys. Been a quiet couple of weeks, but I'm looking forward to ripping into a bit of content.
Yeah.
Quite a few weeks for you, mate.
Yep.
You had your head down, your bum up, as it were, just working hard in the background. It's a fucking pleasure to see you again, mate.
Yep.
It's always good to see you, boys. It's good to collab and do content together. Got some exciting things coming up for myself that I'll be leaning on you guys. So appreciate you having me on here.
Mate, you're more than welcome.
Love it. Now, it is worth saying for any of you,
Haters.
trigger-fingered fuckheads out there, that this fantastic merger that we're seeing in front of us with the Scope and About Even was organised well in advance, or well before a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Just so everyone's cool with that.
It was pre-Christmas,
It was
boys.
pre-Christmas.
Pre-Christmas.
All right? It was pre-Christmas.
It was 2022.
We were talking about this last year, so get out of our arseholes, all right? Fuck
Delete your
off.
comment.
Yeah.
Delete
fuck
your
off.
comment. Woo the fuck up. Piss off.
But a lot of them predicted it was you.
Yes, I
You
seen
were-
in the
you were
comments,
predicted.
people tagged me, people DMing me. Skip, what's doing?
Scope's on.
You're jumping on About Even.
They know your body, I think.
They seen
you
the
know?
rig.
Even if
They
you
seen
were
the blurred out
behind a
rig.
blur, they're like, that's Scope.
Well, initially you weren't blurred, and then it was like, let's just blur him completely here. Let's just.
Yeah.
We'd blurred your head, and then I was like, I think you can still tell it's him.
Well,
you could tell it anyway.
You could see his tattoos.
Yeah, you could. And his figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his caboose.
And that's an anytime jam sort of rig too.
Oh,
Like, you
yeah.
can-
Well, listen, that's why we brought you on. We like to deal with the best here. Now, just as what's coming up for this season, more than anything, but we're steering away from we're
Shit we don't know.
steering into rugby league more holistically. Basically, it's just going to be rugby league punting with obviously ponies when they're relevant and UFC when they're relevant. Maybe a major in golf here or there, but by and large, this is rugby league, the greatest game of all. And it's back, and we're very horny for it. So I think we should just sort of set the scene for the show. We're going to do our futures for rugby league every game of the season. We've got the unit scooper, which is back again. That's just an opportunity for you to basically just blow everyone out of the water in 1 week. And then the new segment, Eddie, can you explain the $10 to $10,000, please?
I will try my very, very best, Tom.
gonna
So
do better than
basically, if you take $10 and you put it on something paying $2, roughly $2, and then you win and you go again, and again, in 10 bets, you get to $10,000. That's what we're trying to do here. So the way it's going to work for us is every week, someone will take the Thursday game, someone will take a Friday game of their choosing, a Saturday game of their choosing, a Sunday game of their choosing. So this week, Tommy's on Thursday, I'm on Friday, Scope Saturday, Sebo Sunday. Are you getting the fucking picture? We've all got a bet. And we put it on. And if it loses, the next bet goes on and we just keep rolling. All we got to do, next man up, baby. If we get 10 in a row, okay, 10K for the boys. I fucking believe in us this season. I reckon we got 10. We got 10 straight in us.
I reckon we're gonna
Combine our powers.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. It's
Combine-
not that hard.
No,
right?
it's not hard.
When you told me, I brought out my phone and was like, it's like 2 times 2 times 2, like, like
how
10
long does this
times.
take?
And you're like, really?
Yeah.
Like the math there is, this seems easy. Like,
We've got this by round 3, boys.
I'd say
We've got
so.
this round 3. We're nailing
say
it,
so.
and we're going to treat ourselves with that 10 of the best.
Well, yeah, because we'll get 10 fucking out the gate. So midway through round 3, the boys will be up and about.
Yep.
Believe that.
Now, we're also doing UFC 285. Don't know if I said that. John Jones, Cyril Gahn. And once again, we do have a lippy dribbler back each week. One of you fucking losers to try and have a crack at this belt, which is what we're all playing for now. Shout out to fucking Daniel Bowen. Thank you, Tobler. There we go. Just earned his salary for the day, reminding me. Daniel Bowen for making this for us. It's sick. And it basically, like, I'm already a champion, so it's cool to, like, already know that I can, retroactively award myself this belt, Sebo as well. You two losers, unfortunately. Well, like Eddie's got no fucking shot generally, but I think it's nice to at least give some incentive to someone like Eddie, who's awful.
He needs something tangible because he doesn't have the focus for something not tangible. Now we've got the belt and leaderboards behind us. I don't know.
Yeah, well, there's something to play for.
The set's pretty
something to play for now.
Take a moment for the set.
Set's nice. Got the honour boards there. Got immortal bets up there. You'll notice one name in particular, Sebo, 198.08. Don't know who the fuck is above him, but you get the point.
Pretty good.
About even champions, 2021, 2022. The set's fucking sick. And if you don't like it, you can get jammed. So that's all I have to say about that. Rando looks fucking great over there. Can I just say something about you, Rando? I think you've got hotter.
Thank you. I've just come back from the Gold Coast, just came back from the Arizona, some sunny places, so I've been getting my tan on in preparation for this first round.
Yeah, you're tan as fuck, dude.
I'm looking good.
You're tan as fuck. You are Italian, right?
No. Greek.
Sorry,
We've been through this a million times.
Okay. Well,
European
either way, you do have a nice tan. It
Thank
looks
you.
good after a summer of ripping and tearing. Now let's get into some fucking bets, shall we?
Tommy, may I add one thing just to start off with? I know how competitive this is.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, I know Eddie's got a bit of dog about him because we played OzTag. Well, Eddie didn't happen to play on this night, but we played against Eddie's team. So I know how competitive he is.
Yeah.
So
I've won a couple of fucking divs.
He messaged me on the side, not on the Hello Sports Instagram page, but his own handle.
Oh, okay.
Eddie. And he messaged me and he goes, the boys played you in tag last night. They reckon if I was there, you would have got pumped. So I wrote back, I didn't realise Eddie had his own page, by the way. I thought you guys were just in unison, Hello Sports, everything.
No.
I replied, laugh out loud, we got lucky, brother. Seen straight away, no reply. I followed Eddie, and he still hasn't followed me back. So I know he's got that dog in him, and that competitive streak. I want this. I want to get one over Eddie.
I just got to rally it out. So I've got to rally it within myself.
But I saw you tap out at the turn at Kangaroo Valley Golf Trip.
And for good reason, Sebo, because I couldn't get out of fucking bed for a month, mate.
Yeah,
anyway,
so Eddie's tried to alpha me early.
Yeah.
Straight off the bat. We said this was planned last year, and Eddie's trying to get the mind games over the top of me. Still yet to get a follow back. Looking forward to that one day. Hopefully I can earn the respect of everyone.
When I become champion, I'll follow you.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, boys. I just thought I'd like to get
that's
that
good.
out there.
The reality is that's an attack. That's an Eddie tactic, given he doesn't have much to bring to the table from a betting now standpoint. He's got to sort of, he's got to get rough and down and dirty.
A lot of lip from the boys early. A lot of lip for the boys early. If we were doing a rugby league show in season 1, I would have won the fucking thing. Anyway, you just took
the caveat king there.
Yeah, caveat king. Fucking oath. 100%.
Okay.
100%.
Lippy dribbler this week. First off of the year. This one's fucking funny because the guy's name's Schnapley Price, and he must have known though, right? He must have known coming in like they're gonna fucking come if being called Schnapley.
Do you reckon he's part of like the Schnaps family?
Shit, dude. Well, he doesn't need money then. If he's in the Schnaps business.
Well, I don't know. Do you name, if you're a Schnaps baron, do you name your son Schnapley?
I mean, probably, to be honest. Probably. I don't think you should. I don't think it's fair. But yeah, it wouldn't shock me if a Schnaps baron named his kid Schnapley. Sebo, you got any info on this guy?
This guy, there was a lot of DMs, and until I found something dribbly, I was like, you're in. And these guys have a punters club. The Wobbly-Gong Punters. They're from Wollongong, and they've even got a Wobbly-Gong mascot as their punters club logo here. Which is just a bottom dweller shark. They're very aware that they're bottom dwellers, and if you can own that you're a bottom dweller, a bottom feeder, I love it.
Yeah.
And if you go
or
to
just a bottom,
and you go to the effort of a logo, you're great. So I got him in. He has sent about 7,000 texts, which I haven't read all of them, but he gave me a nice summary.
You gave him your number?
No, I just screenshotted that because I couldn't
Jesus
be bothered.
Christ, I was going to say that's
says DMs, but he seems like a dribbler. Seems like he's representing a punters club from Wollongong. Didn't get his bets in till the last minute, kind of what you expect.
Yep. Yeah.
Didn't give me any odds with him, of course. But yeah,
good stuff. No,
Snapping up that good price last minute.
That's what you got to do. He's got to wait.
Just waiting to snap it up.
Now, many of you also, before we get into the bets, are wondering, well, so what's Rando doing? Where is he? He is still in the room with us. He is over at his new, cave, den, desk, station. Bar. To be honest, I'm just glad that fucking bar we bought, that we had great dreams for, Eddie, that never got used, that became a storage area, is now being used for Rando. But Rando, obviously, for those of you who are living under a rock, he's the random stats guy on Instagram. Go give him a follow. We felt like we could use a guy called Random Stats better for his random stats. Maybe we weren't giving him the opportunity to be as random as Rando could be. So Rando's going to be providing random stats for each game, also with some, less random stats. But off the back of the stats he provides, maybe it can change the way you feel like you're betting. We did used to have a hard and fast rule of once your bets are in, you can't change them. We're flirting with the idea. Was it me pushing for it? Maybe, but flirting with the idea of being able to maybe change it.
Well, if Rando brings out a stat that really fucking gets you dripping, then you have an opportunity to change your bet.
Yep.
Yep. And it's been good because I've been able to see your bets come in overnight, and I've been tailing some bets to try and talk you out of it. So trying to get you some money, trying to get you to that $10,000 that you guys are wishing for in round 3.
We like that.
And if you're wondering what these piggy banks full of cash are, they're piggy banks full of cash. And what they are going to be is that if there is any sort of particular moment where, we're having some disagreement, whether, Scopes pick the overs, I'm bullish on the unders. It's like, okay, well, we are going to open ourselves up to a little responsible side bet potentially to try and further flex our punting muscle.
Well, it's just a 50 on something,
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking shit, mate. Put 50 on it.
Yeah.
We all know
Talk
how it
shit,
works.
Get hit.
Well, talk shit and lose a 50.
There you go. Way worse. Let's get to some bet. NRL futures, season 2023, premiers, wooden spooners. I'm going to throw it down to our new guy, Scope, first. Or do you have any stats on futures? Don't worry, we didn't ask you to, so it's fine. New guy, Scope, new kid, new guy. Premiers, wooden spoon.
All right, we'll kick it off with the Premiers, boys. This is a tactical bet as well. I don't like to go too hard on teams that I actually really wanted to win it. So I really like what the Cowboys are building up in North Queensland, up at Townsville. I think obviously a forward pass away from going to the next level up there at Townsville last year against the Eels. I like the build out of the squad. So I'm on the Cowboys at $12, boys.
Okay.
I have no stats to back that up, but I do like that bet a lot. I do like that bet a lot. As a Cowboys
He's
fan.
a cow's dick rider over there. So.
No disrespect straight away.
Yeah,
We're
no,
wrong.
that's
Good
it,
start.
Winning.
Good start. Because I was about to get the piggy bank out straight away. So I was ready to go. If he's going to pull me up on the first one, the piggy bank was coming out.
And your spoon?
Spoon, I'm going the Dragons, boys. I think it's between the obvious one is the Redcliffe Dolphins, but I think it's a coin flip between the Dragons. I think, based off the little melee that they had a couple of weeks ago, things aren't good in-house. And if I'm going to get $7 about the value for the Dragons, then I'll take that over the $2.50 about the Dolphins.
Yeah. Only time I'm probably going to bet on the Dragons in any sort of way where I'm hoping it comes off, and that is I'm with you on the spoon for Dragons. They fucking suck. Buzz Rothfield recently described the Dragons as a disgrace. Now, that's Buzz saying that, not me. I'm not propping up Buzz's opinions, but a disgrace. Disgrace to the competition, disgrace to the league, disgrace to themselves, disgrace to the merger. It's a fucking disgrace.
I agree because I'm going the Dragons as well. I don't agree with Buzz often, but I do because I just got back from Narooma. And I love my South Coast, anywhere from Wollongong down to bloody, the border. And I was looking around there, having a great time in the room, and I was thinking, I love this place. I love these people. And I'm going, who represents them in league? And I'm like, the Dragons? The Sapphire Coast, this beautiful coastline. Everything's aqua, everything's fresh. And you're like, the Dragons represent these great people and towns in New South Wales. This is a disgrace that these people aren't getting better representation. I'm not going to put words in their mouth. Obviously, they don't want to swap teams, but there must be a part of them that's just hoping that the club just blows up.
Yeah.
And they can
They want the
restart
Steelers
at
back.
some point. And if that vibe you're getting from your people from the South Coast, that's going to feed into the change rooms at some point. So I've tipped him as well.
Mate, well, it's a clean sweep here. I'm on the Dragons. If you're going to give me $7 dues for a DMC, going as fucking busted as they are, then I'm going to take it every day of the week. Because basically I'm betting against Wayne Bennett, who is a fucking elite coach, and I think can do enough to at least get him off the bottom of the table, which leaves our lowly little fucking Dragon mates down there. Poor Ben Hunt, he's in for a cunt of a year.
Yeah, he is.
He really is.
I feel sorry for Ben.
So do I, because, listen, obviously last year you got Origin over us. That won't happen again with Turbo and fucking Latrell back in the side, fingers crossed. So all you got to look forward to this year, bruh, is a spoon. So Dragons at $7. In terms of my winner, gentlemen, it's not going to shock anyone that I'm on the fucking mighty Manly Seagulls.
You're the bird.
It's the year of the bird, baby. I reckon Tony Siebes has got us flying under the radar at the moment. No one's really talking to us about us outside of Tommy's injury. He's back round 1. He's ready to fucking go. He's primed for the season of his life.
Tony Siebes reminds me of maybe like a Vice City character or a GTA character. Like he's come back rebranded, and now he's
almost like a Tommy Vassetti type character.
Yes,
Tony Siebes, Tommy Vassetti.
I get what you're doing, but no.
No, he is.
Well,
Tommy Vassetti.
Hey, I'm speaking, not you. Tony Siebes has got a lot of Tommy Vassetti about him, who gets the dub at the end of the game. If you haven't played it, you're a fucking loser. And the Seagulls reign supreme. $21, not walking past it.
No, and look, I echo your sentiments, Eddie. Manly for the win. Some would say, a couple of Manly fans just, being pro-Manly.
No, I call it how I said.
Not the case.
I'm calling it how I said this year.
It's a different year this year. A lot of shades of 2008, 2011. Just shades of that sort of shit.
Oh, there's shades.
Don't go into like specifics, but I'm just telling you there's shades of it. Sebo?
I'm also going Bunnies, and it might be biased, but I actually think at $10, it's decent because everyone's getting all excited about these teams like Sharks and Cows who are like, they're ready to challenge and stuff. It's like, bro, we've been there for 5 years challenging, and we haven't lost any players.
That's why.
That's maybe why
it's a
aren't
bad
doing
bet.
it.
Yeah, but we're just building. We're building on it. It's like we just need to take one more step. Everyone's getting excited about teams that need to take another 2 or 3 steps, and it's like for $10. Are you telling me if you run this simulation of this year 10 times over that the Bunnies
you're losing
don't
the
win at least
prelim every
once?
time.
Huh?
You're losing the prelim.
But you're
every
getting
time.
excited about teams who can't even get to a prelim, and you're going, it's their year.
Well,
it's
we
their year.
were in a prelim 2 years ago, bro.
And what was the score? No,
We weren't.
no, you weren't. No.
Oh, no, we weren't.
Yeah, we were.
You were.
No, we
2021.
Was that when Bunnies towed you up? Like,
I don't remember.
but look, fucking Trell, he hasn't even peaked. He's past base camp, but he hasn't peaked. Cam Murray's about to peak. Lockie Ilias has had another year under his belt. Bloody AJ's going to get the most tries of all time.
And you won't win a comp. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
$10, it's worth it.
Oh, look, I don't hate $10 for the Bunnies, I'll be honest. Should we get into some rugby league, though? Should we get into some fucking...
Round one,
some
baby.
Punting, some round one.
Take us away, Tom.
All right, motherfuckers. Let's get into it as I get my run sheet up here. Eels Storm at CommBank, formerly Bank West, steepest stadium in the Southern Hemisphere.
Nay the world.
Eels 2.15, Storm $1.68, the line 3.5, the over under 40.5, and we'll bring in our dear friend, the Greek, Italian, Australian rando, random stats guy. Stats, weather, what the fuck's going on?
It's going to be a balmy 27 degrees, boys. Raining in the morning, but should dry up at night, but still a bit of wet conditions. The stats kind of favour Parramatta here. Obviously, you got Melbourne's great round 1 record, which stretches 21 games. But then you've got the Eels who've won 5 of their last 6 against the Storm. The Storm have never beaten the Eels at CommBank either, and the Storm have lost both games in the wet as favourites last year. So looking towards Para here.
I mean, that's just fucking... I'm not going to get into my bet yet because it's not all about me, but that's great news. Sebo.
I'm a real fence sitter on this one because I kind of had an idea about those stats. I didn't know it was 21 years that the Storm haven't lost a round 1 for, but I knew it was something like that. I knew Para have won the last 4 or 5 out of 6 against the Storm. So I'm like, I'm not picking a result here. I can't do that. I'm just going to go to something tried and tested, and that's just a Sevo anytime try scorer. It's something I'm familiar with, you know what I mean? It's like you're rewatching a movie, and, the first scene, you're like, okay, I love this. I'm back. Even though I've seen it a million times, I'm invested again. So I'm doing that with Sevo.
Like the opening scene of Gladiator.
Yeah.
Or Wedding Crashers.
That's where I am. Yeah, Wedding Crashers, Cliffhanger,
Rock.
something like that. Yeah, the Rock. No, that's General Hummel. That's not the best opening scene. Where General Hummel's just
fuck off.
in the grave. No, the missile raid's pretty good, but him just standing by the grave for
No, I thought it was the bit where it's like... Da-na-na-na. Maybe it's the music in the rock
that's
that I'm
when
thinking
General
of.
Hummel gives the speech.
Oh, yeah.
So look, that's Sevo for me. And then I'm like, well, I got to spice it up. I'm just going unders because I can't get a read on it. I just get a vibe that they're going to be defensively, like a defensive mindset on the basis where Melbourne are like, we can't break this 21-year record, and Para going like, we won the grand final last year. We need a strong start. We've got to beat Melbourne. Just D up. I rarely take unders, but I'm taking it in this game. It's 40.5. So those two things put together are, where are we here?
$4.08.
$4.08. Yeah.
Edward, what are you doing, mate?
I I like the Eels in this game. I think that fucking streaks are made to be broken. They've got to end at some point, right? That's the sort of mentality that I'm taking into this game, although I am a pussy. So I will be taking the Eels with a 3. It's the truth of it. I'm soft. And I'm taking them with the start of 3.5 points just to help me sleep a little bit easier. I think that the Storm have lost a lot of fucking troops. They've got a young side. And I think that D maybe come on a bit later in the season. So I'm expecting points. I'm hoping for points. I'm praying for points. I also like Eels at home, trying to put on a bit of a show, trying to fucking forget about the humping in the grand final. So I'm going overs as well, 4-10.
4-10. Scope?
All right, boys. When you hit me up last year, Tommy, you said, Scope, we want to bring you on. We need the footy IQ. So when we get into this game, Eels played for them, tick.
Yeah.
Played at Parramatta Stadium, new Combank Stadium, tick.
So not a Combank.
I've played against, not Combank. Is it not Combank? So,
well, it's been knocked down.
Well, it's been knocked down, rebuilt.
Since you played.
Just like I'm rebuilding myself now, boys. Played against the Storm in round 1, tick. So do I know this game? Yeah. That's why you bring me on. So, again, Brad Arthur, interim coach of Parramatta. I know a bit about his defensive strategies. And one of the things that he brought from the Melbourne Storm to the Parramatta, and I still believe they use this to this day, is protect your inside shoulder, boys. So you'll find a lot of the times the weakest edge for Parramatta has been the right edge. So that's why Sebo is attacking Mike Acevo. But they have the same similar defensive structures in the sense that non-negotiables don't come through your inside shoulder. So therefore, you've got to score on the edges to beat both these teams. So I'm going to all-up multi, Coates, Sevo, and Warbrick anytime for 9.76.
Shit, he's going hard early. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a bold bet, but I like it.
I was just going to go Coates and Sevo, but I like the look of the brick. Brick by brick. They're building something nicely on that right edge
Is
of Melbourne.
Brick new? I've never heard of Brick.
Oh, yeah. He comes over from the New Zealand Sevens.
Okay.
Background. He played for them last year. Sort of built himself up in the feeder club for them in the Queensland Cup.
Fuck, I like that.
He's looked good in the trials. Brick by brick. They're building a right edge there. So
I was a brickie. Sort of.
Well, there you go.
For a little bit. I carried bricks. Well, I carried bricks on a job site.
You've carried bricks before.
I carried bricks on a job site, so I don't hate that bet. I might have a little look at Bricky at some
Is
point.
Bricky new? Is this his first season?
This is his first season.
Right.
So he was in the Storm system last year, but he played Queensland Cup.
Okay.
They're pretty excited about him. He's another big character on the edge. So him and Coates on the edge, good targets, maybe some kicking early on.
Yep.
It's going to be hard to score early on in the season. So maybe they get a few cheap ones, just lobbing it up. Seeing if the big boys pick up.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
Look, my goal for at least this week is to basically just go 10 from 10 or how many bets I got. I want to get like 100% this week. That's the goal, right?
Sure.
So round 1, I feel like there's like lessons you got to learn from last year. And I think round 1 is the key where you go like, you don't know what the fuck's going on. So you're best not to try and go too hard because no one knows. It's unknowns here.
So pick a result. That's the...
No. But what I mean is I don't want to go too hard. You don't want to go outrageous, you know? You got to keep things conservative. Now, the stats are in our favour, right, with the Eels. So I do like them. Now, they're both lost players. Like, I was looking at the Storm and I go, fuck, they've lost some players. Then I was like, oh, actually, so have the Eels. Hey, and they got injuries. Shout out to dude with great arms who just chose to suspend himself instead of Ryan Madison.
Yeah,
Shout out to Madison for putting him under unnecessary pressure because he didn't want to pay $3,000. But I was like, I initially was thinking, fuck, the Eels. They like Storm lost heaps of players. Then I'm looking at the Eels. They've lost players. I don't know what the fuck to do. Then I see the stats. It's 5 of the last 6. And I just go, fuck it. I'm going the Eels. And I know early on, like, it's meant to be more defensively minded, but I'm like, the Eels fucking leaked points last year from memory. And the Storm, I think that I'm still, like, caught up in general Storm mania of what I expect from the Storm. They didn't even make the top 4 last year, did they? No. And then they lost all these players.
Did they just scrape into 4th?
They were 5th.
5th.
And then got knocked out first week, Raiders.
So they missed,
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? Shit end of the season. Then they lose all these fucking throbbers. Pappenhausen's still out. I'm just like, I think the Eels can do it. So Eels and overs, 466. Conservative by my standards.
Very conservative.
Yeah.
The Lippy, Para 1-12, Meanie, Micah Sevo, 13.90. So that's a real Lippy bet out the gate.
Yeah.
Bold.
That's, where are we here? What is it? Para 1-12, Meanie, Micah. I think that 1 to 12 is the hardest fucking
Market time.
Yeah.
It is.
You only pick it when it's like you're picking a big underdog and you want even that more value. You go 1 to 12 because they're not going to pump them. So you're betting on them. But otherwise, just...
Like, you want to talk about being a pussy? I'm way too much of a pussy most of the time to go 1 to 12. I'm like, fuck that. Like, anything could happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Bro.
Anyway, fuck the lippy. Shapley. Schnapley. Let's move on. We have got Warriors Knights. Poo Slinger to kick off the fucking Friday, 6 p.m. I love a Poo Slinger. Not really, but the 6 p.m. slot, notorious Poo Slinger slot.
Well, you'd like the poo slinger around. You said the other day on the Hello Sport podcast that you like getting glass bottom boated.
No, I said if it was an option between popping someone's pimple or getting glass bottom boated, I'd get glass bottom boated.
Yeah, so you like.
I'd prefer to see shit than pimple.
Exactly.
popped.
So you, by extension, you'd be pro poo slinger.
Well, this I think is the perfect time again. Round 1 poo slingers is actually the best a poo slinger's going to get because you don't know what to expect.
Yeah, the poo slingers at the back like 10 weeks are a punish.
Yeah.
It's Sunday. You bounced out and you're like, oh, I'm just going to sit on the couch and watch. And you're like, oh, it's a poo slinger.
It's a poo slinger.
Yeah. But early poo slingers, it's excitement. You don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's going on.
Maybe some combinations might work. Maybe you don't know.
No.
You don't know.
It's exciting. So Warriors Knights poo slinger Friday 6 p.m. In New Zealand, Sky Stadium.
Yep.
Warriors favourite $1.53. Knights $2.45. Lions 5.5. Over under 42.5. Rando, anything that's going to change my mind about my bets for this game?
It'll be a beautiful summer's day in Wellington, 18 and dry. It's all about SJ. I really like him. He's won his last 6 games in New Zealand against the Knights. He has 11 try assists in those 6 games as well, so look to him to be a provider. I'm looking at Dallin Watene-Zelezniak on the right side for him, and to bundle that, the Knights aren't happy flyers across the ditch. They've only won 2 of their last 14 games in New Zealand.
Fuck the Knights.
Yeah.
Good stats.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Great
Great
stats.
stats.
Hard to travel with the logo, that shit. You know what I mean? Like, look at it.
Try making it past customs.
No. Eddie, what are you doing?
I am on the Warriors for those mentioned reasons. I don't like the Knights this season. I think they're fucking looking absolutely pathetic. They were awful in the trials. I think Kalen Ponga at 6 is going to take time. He's a thoroughbred. I'm pro Ponga. Not saying that I'm not. I just think that him at 6 is going to take a bit of time. I think it's going to take time for the boys to gel. I got Warriors minus 5.5. I like that line a lot, but I can't move past thoroughbred Dom Young, who is just glorious. He fucking ripped and teared in the World Cup.
He's hot right now, dude.
He's so hot right now. He's the talk of the fucking town, baby. And I like when someone's the talk of the town coming into round 1 because I just think that he's going to go fucking oath. I'm going to stand up and go, look how fucking good I am. I'm going to continue my form from the World Cup. I like him for a try. If you're combining like a Knights player with a Warriors line, you get a better price, $5.37.
I hear. I because it is a poo slinger, and I've sort of, again, lessons learnt. If you don't learn your lessons, then they're not lessons, are they?
Well, you got to learn your lessons.
You got to learn your lessons. And I do remember, at least I think I do, that poo slingers, Sebo, you would often just go a double ender.
That's what I'm doing.
It's a double ender for a poo slinger where you've basically got options on either side of the park, just to keep you interested. Because you're like, who the fuck knows what's going on in this game? So I felt
everyone
like
loves a double ender as well.
That's what I'm thinking, right? And it's just like, why not kick off the season with a nice double ender to get you going in a poo slinger? So Dommy Young, for obvious reasons, hot boy. He's leaving the club, basically just going to show him like, thanks for offering me less than the Roosters, you fucking idiots, or everyone else actually. So he's going to score, and I like Charnsey back in New Zealand, back with the Warriors. Just like Charnsey generally. So I want Charnsey to do well.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
He's one of the good guys.
He seems like a good dude. He was crying when he left the Raiders last year. Charnsey to score. You're going to get $6.01. I think that's pretty good personally. Mr. Scope.
All right, boys. Again, leaning back on what I know. So when we talk about poo slingers to start the year, us as players, we don't know we're poo slingers yet. So it takes you 4 to 5 weeks to realise, holy shit, we're the poo slingers. Right? So when I attack these sort of games early on, you give me 2 potential poo slingers.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the one with the points every time because like I said, we don't realise. And if you give me a Warriors game and you give me points, I'm taking the points. I played against the Wars. I played against the Knights. And therefore, I don't think these 2 teams are going to be focused too much. It could be a real poo slinger. It could be like a West Tigers Warriors poo slinger of yesteryear.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go the overs. I've seen them playing a little bit of footy. Defensively, I haven't liked what they've done in the trial. So give me the overs. Put them together. 424, boys.
Okay, I like that.
That's good.
Sebo?
Look, my strategy is the double ender. But I was thinking maybe if I had my PlayStation, I was having an idea, if I still had it, that I would get my Rugby League 3 live, whatever it is, and just do Knights versus Warriors and just simulate it and just pick 2 try scorers out of either end and just go, fucking that's it. Like, that's as much thought as I can give it.
Bro,
you know what I mean?
we should actually do that for Poo Slingers. Can we get that game on PS5? 4? What is the PS?
5.
Do they have a game yet?
I think there's one coming out, isn't there?
They've been talking about it for like 5 years.
Fucking hell,
Don't think they'll pull
right.
their finger out anytime soon.
Christ.
Yeah, it's always with those rugby league games. They take a while. But yeah, that's the strategy, right? Like, at least for me.
Double ender.
You got to save your brain space, for other bets, I think.
It's also too early to get too cerebral with your punting, I feel like. At this
So I
time
forgot to say, I got Dommy Young and Dallin for $3.95. Yeah.
I don't hate it.
So,
early conservative.
I mean, I'm conservative this week as well. I see it as like this entire week. It's kind of like when you go to a wedding, before you sat down for dinner, post-ceremony, you got all the, arancini. I don't eat you often, arancini, but I'll have like 10 of you now and like all these little things where you're like, this is all right. And you're just kind of getting a little taste for the season. You're not filling up because you've probably got a good dinner, but you can't help yourself. But you just, that's kind of
You
where my
often
bets
do
are.
feel like.
No, you do
I
feel
mean,
like
if you've got arancinis running all night.
Yeah, or like
It's like
those
arancini, you were the
prawns.
king of the function. Like, I never have you, ever.
Yeah.
But now I have you.
They'll also burn the fuck out of your mouth if you're not careful.
You gotta have
Don't
your
go
wits
too hard
about
too
you.
early. Don't go too
they'll
hard too
fuck
early.
you up.
You gotta have your wits about you.
Schnapply. He's going New Zealand for the win. Miller first try scorer.
Ooh.
31.08. These lippies are out the gate. Fuck me dead. $31 he doos off the front. It's actually difficult for me because obviously my general inclination is to go fucking hard and I'm just fighting it, and then I see like if I was like a anytime try scorer addict and then I see that, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just want to go hard. I want to add multiple try scorers. And it's very hard to just have Dommy and Charnsey in there.
You are addicted to adding try scorers.
Unnecessary legs. Responsibly, but I can't help it.
Well, yeah, you're not betting the house on it, Tom.
No.
You're just addicted to putting in more legs.
Yes.
So you're
I'm a legs guy.
You are a legs guy, mate. You're showing incredible restraint early.
Thank you.
Might be a new man.
Next up, Panthers, Broncos, Friday night. Out at Penrith, $1.20 the Panthers, $4.25 for the Broncos. The line is 12.5. The over/under 40.5. Rando, what do you got?
Well, it's looking about 22 degrees in Penrith, 46% chance of rain around 8 p.m. I really like the overs here. 5 of the last 6 Panthers Friday 8 p.m. games have gone over 40-plus points, which is the points handicap. And each of the Broncos' last 9 games as underdogs in Sydney has gone over the points handicap as well. So really like the overs there. And if you're looking for a try scorer, Smokey, Luke Garner has scored 3 tries in 3 games against the Bronx.
Go.
Like that.
Okay. All right.
Stats, baby.
Okay, Sebo.
He's
What
going
do
to
you
have
think?
himself a year, that Garner.
Yeah.
He's having himself a year, I think.
I was on him in the trials and he didn't go over. And I'm not saying that's Luke's fault, but it wasn't my fault. And I was on, because he used to come up good for me with the Tigers last year often.
Yeah.
He kind of put a bad taste in my mouth early, and I actually stayed away from him for that exact reason. So to hear you say that is maybe I made the wrong decision. Sebo, what do you?
You might have gone a bit early, Tom. Yeah. It's only the trials, man.
Yeah, I know.
Look, this is like somewhat of a maybe it's a golf bet of sorts. I'm going Panthers 13 plus. Why? Because not last week, when they versed St Helens, they lost. And it's almost like missing like a tap in par, right? Like they should have won that. And they dropped it. Now everyone's going, oh, they've lost these players. They're going to be shit. Everyone's on this train. And it's like when someone great misses a tap in, they're not missing another tap in for another, 18 holes. And so unfortunately for the Broncos, they're coming up against someone who just, a dynasty team who just missed a tap in. They're going to fucking put them to the sword and go, nah, we're not having any more of this shit. We're shutting off the media stuff now. We're not missing another tap in for a while. We're just going to smoke the Broncos, $1.90, 13 plus.
I don't mind that at all. I was looking at that as well and being like, it seems like I felt bad kind of for Kevy and the Broncos then. I'm like, they could get fucked up. But then I'm also like, I was one of those people saying that the Panthers were fucked after losing to St Helens because it's like, they're a Super League side. It's kind of embarrassing.
Yeah.
But again, I was just like, I don't want to get too into, like, if I can avoid results where possible, then I will. And I see Selwyn Cobbo, after what he was doing, Throbbo, forgive me, after what he did in the All-Stars game, he looked fucking incredible. He's at fullback, 370 for an anytime. Reynolds out there with the ball on a string. That's all I'm taking. Just Selwyn.
That's good for a fullback price.
370.
That is a good price.
370. It's fucking ridiculous. Edward?
I've taken the other end of the field. I just think Panthers at home. I can't look past them. I know that the media's going, they're fucking done. It's all over. Like, you know, the missing kick out. They've got no one to fucking go to now and shit. Listen, I understand all of that, but let's not forget where the Broncos ended up last year. Like, they went like a busted fucking ass. Lost 5 of the last 6. Fell out of the top 4 and out of the 8. So, like, they've got a shitload of work to do. And then I just remember that there's a Clive Churchill medalist playing at fullback for $3. I'm like, I'm just going to take that. Chill out. Hopefully he goes over in the first minute and then I can fucking tune out.
Tune out. You're not going to keep watching?
Well, tune out of the bet. Like, take the money and chill out. Chill out, tune out.
Withdraw.
Withdraw.
is the correct term. Look, boys, I'm going to echo a lot of the things you boys are saying here. I've been pretty critical of Kevy Walters' coaching over the last couple of years.
I'm hearing.
Just like Selwyn Throbbo was critical. But what I have heard is he gives a pretty decent pre-game speech. So he's going to get the boys pumped up. He's going to get them firing. I think the Panthers it'll take a little bit adjusting to start the year. So therefore, I'm going to go Broncos to be winning it at halftime and Panthers to come over the top. Just like the Broncos fell away last year, they fall away in this game. And Panthers class sort of just comes through at the end of the game, boys. You can get that for $8. Broncos, Panthers, half full.
I don't mind that.
Any sort of like insight into what the pre-game speech might look like from Kevy?
Well,
Tears, right? He likes to cry.
He's
a crier.
He's a crier. He fires up. You've seen it on Channel 9 before. Very emotional. And I'm not really sold on his in-game adjustments.
Yes.
So I think passion can only take you so far. The best coaches then get at halftime and go, put the crying away.
Yeah.
We've got to get on with the job here.
Yeah. Pack up the tears.
Yeah.
We've got a lead. Don't choke. Probably
cry.
the worst thing to say to a team. Don't choke.
Yeah.
Don't go out and blow
Yeah,
the
yeah.
second half,
Yeah.
which I assume that he's saying at every
Do
halftime
you
speech.
have you ever had a coach bawl before a game? Sob?
Yeah, no criers.
No criers.
Yeah, I've had a coach cry before, but not during a game.
Well, that's...
Any players?
That was him watching video of my performance on the weekend. We were sitting there one-on-one doing video. He goes, this isn't good enough. So he started crying. No, no, not before games, but...
Any players cry before a game?
Yeah, I've seen a debutante cry.
Oh, we like
Yeah,
that.
Yeah, I
in
can
the
get
best
that.
possible
Yeah.
way. Yeah, I can get.
get that.
I got behind that.
Well, you were crying before the start of this show.
Yeah,
You
I
were.
was pumped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big day.
It was nice.
I love a cry if a coach was like, but like if you did it almost too much, then it would lose its effect.
Yeah.
We can't cry every
what I mean?
week, Sam.
Yeah,
No.
yeah. Okay, so he's not crying every week.
But I think that given
be.
where they finished last season, I think the time's for tears.
Oh, you think it's start
I think it's
with
tier
round
time.
Round 1 tears.
I think 100% you start
Round
with
one tears.
Round 1. Well, he needs to.
Yeah.
Where do you go from round 1 if the tears don't work though? That's my
Yeah,
question.
that's
fucked.
Yeah. Well, then you got to start like killing like live animals and shit in the, just get them really fucking psyched up before the game. Because tears, obviously, if a tear doesn't work, you're in some trouble if you're going round 1. Now, we're just under Lippy here.
Riff 13 plus, Toto, anytime, 275. So they're all over the map here in terms of their price approach.
we could all get our bets on this game though, which would be pretty like first time almost.
Yeah. And they're all different.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah.
Nice. There's a bit of well-rounded punting right now. Moving on to the match of the round, most important game of the round, Saturday, 3 p.m, Brookvale Oval. I'm just assuming it's going to be fucking perfect weather and that I'm going to be erect. I will be on the hill, so will Eddie. Manly Bulldogs. Manly favourites at $1.60. The Bulldogs $2.30. The Lion 3.5. Over under 42.5. Rando, don't piss me off.
Horny
Tread
weather at
carefully,
least.
bruh.
Horny weather, 25 degrees and sunny at Rookie. Just cover your ears now. These are the two of the worst opening week teams in the comp. In the 16-team era, the Dogs have only won 5 of 16 games. Manly, they've lost their last 9 round 1 games. They haven't won since 2013.
Wow.
I'm still all over the Seagulls here, though. Manly, they've covered the line as favourite in 5 of their last 6 games at Brookie. And Tommy Turbo, he scored 2 or more tries in 4 of his last 5 games against the Dogs.
That's horny. See, he tried to fuck us off.
He
tried to, but there's only so many stats you can throw at us before you need to start speaking some truth. Nothing's changing my bet here. I will say this. Last year, Eddie, I think you and I maybe lost. Well, we lost our way a little bit when it came to 13+ gambling. Where, like, obviously I do in my heart of hearts believe that it will be a 13+ generally. But I think maybe, much like Kevy crying, I want to mean it when I do it.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're saying it every time.
Yeah.
You're just saying it. You're a robot. You don't believe it.
That's it.
Yeah, you're a robot.
Yeah.
You don't know. You've lost touch.
Yeah.
Whereas this season, Tom, I think it's fair to say that we're far more mature.
We're
as
mature.
punters.
Yeah, we are. Well, it's third season, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fucking basically an adult.
Well, you've grown up.
Yeah.
You're 3 years older. Or 2.
I'm old. So with that in mind, punters and dribblers, I just wanted to prepare you all, because a lot of the time when it comes to Manly, it's just like, well, he's going to say 13+ and have 40 try scorers, which, again, I'm fighting my urges, but I didn't do. Manly's left side attack is always fucking horny. You've got Ruben, Brad Parker. Schuster's usually there, but he's out. I think Cooper Johns will be there. Kelma Tuolangi, new, hot, ready to rip. And then you add Tommy Turbo. Because in the trial that we watched on KO, fucking Ruben scored like 4 tries, right, with KO Weeks out the back. What happens when fucking Tommy's there? Ruben might get 12 tries, but I'm not going to get him for 12 because that'd be probably too aggressive. That'd be Old Testament Tom. I'm just going Ruben Garrick hat trick at $16 against the Dogs. I don't think that's fucking crazy, right? I don't think that's crazy at all. I actually think it's fucking probably the best bet of the entire show. Ruben Garrick, the 15th peak, 3 or more, $16. You're welcome.
I like it.
Watch it trend globally.
I like that bet.
Seb?
Me? Yeah, look, I think it's going to be, there's something that says it's going to be quick, a lot of points. So I'm going the overs at 42.5. I don't know, like, I think Manly will win, but I'm just on that, like, I'm part of the mob mentality of, like, loving the doggies. I want the doggies to go well and just, like, behind the doggies. So
You're a loser.
No, because if you don't, like, every season, like, a kind of, like, second or third favourite team pops up. When Ponga first joined the Knights, it was the Knights. Everyone loved the Raiders for a bit. I feel the doggies is this year's that, right, where everyone wants them to go better than they should. But who's my favourite doggie? Who gets me over the line all the time? Joshy Carr.
Does he get you over the line though? You cursed yourself when you were fucking when you took the Addo out of his name, and now you haven't got a fucking bet.
Yeah, Joshy and I, we're back being mates, and he's going to get me a try. I'm also going Garrick, so I just need 1 out of your 3 there, and it's going to be overs. Like, these two teams don't scream defense at me, but they've got a lot of quick players. It's going to, what time's the game?
It's 3 p.m.
Oh, perfect.
So it's actually the best time slot there is.
Best time to score. So
And,
Brookie, 3 p.m.
Since 2020 as well, since the rule change, 76% of games at Brookie have gone over the point handicap.
It's an overs.
That's
It's an
a
overs
good
pitch.
It's an overs track.
That's it.
Yeah.
Scope, what are you doing?
Look, boys, was it Rando? 2013 was the last time
Yes.
Manly.
I heard
I
that.
played in that.
Exactly.
That was my debut game at Manly. So once again, I know a little bit about this game. And when I played in that game, the now captain of the Manly Seagulls was a teammate of mine, DCE. I know he loves these games. I know he's going to be up. So he's any time. And I went out and watched that game last year. Seen you boys, the game we do not speak of.
Yep.
The season just went away. But
Yep.
what I noticed out there, it's a different pitch out there now at Manly. It's not like the cow paddock we used to have back in the glory days. It's quick. There's going to be plenty of points. And with obviously Tommy Turbo coming back, still think he's going to build his way into the season, but I think he's going to be linking up with people. And he therefore instills a lot of confidence in the rest of the team. I think, Tommy's going to play well, but I think everyone else is going to be humming. So give me DCE, the skipper, anytime, and I'm going to go over 42.5. And I, just like you, Tommy, I love this bet. I'm all in it.
no,
And
I
no
like that
bias
bet.
aside, I think I think Manly are in for a big one in this game.
DCE is. I'm just trying to look at what his anytime odds are because he can score a try. 425 for DCE. He can.
He
score
can always
a try.
lure you in and then go on a dry spell for
He can, but
I mean?
he's a good. He backs up well.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. So it wouldn't surprise me if either Turbo links on the left or the right. Maybe he throws that beautiful little cutout that he's got in the repertoire, and then all of a sudden the fullback's coming across, and DC's just supporting up the middle like he does, like a good skipper does, like a good leader does. He's coming humming up the middle, and potentially brings it under the post. 6 points. What a great way to start the game. First try scorer potentially, but I like the bet.
If you take away the back three, the halfback scored the most tries against the Bulldogs last season.
They're good.
That's a great stat, Brando.
Fucking on it
Just
here,
having
isn't
your
he?
back, Scope. Having your back.
Has anyone got a piggy for me? I know you're with me. Does someone want to challenge me?
You won't find a challenger in me, mate.
Get it out now.
See,
That's how desperate it is.
That's how keen it wants in. The
That's
piggyback
a
wants
horny
in.
piggy.
That is a horny piggy.
What are you doing, Ed? Speaking of horny piggies.
Oh, listen, I'm a horny little piglet for this fucking game of footy. Don't worry about that. If you're going to give me a line of 3.5 at Brookvale, Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m., all the boys are back in town. Tony Siebes, the Tommy Vassetti are coaches, coming back to rip and tear. You're a fucking moron, quite frankly. That should be a 13.5 line. So I'm all over that baby to $1.90. Tom, you and Scope and myself watched the trial, thanks to our good friends at Co. And there was one man in particular who's starting that really fucking got our dicks hard. His name was Kelmar Tuolangi. On that left edge, baby, ready to do some fucking naughty things. I like him scoring in his fucking first game for the club in the NRL. I like him a lot. And also, a great price from, I think you get fucking like $4 or $5 for Kelmar Tuolangi. Which is,
KT.
What
I think
position?
you get $5 back
Second
row.
row.
Starting back row?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to a length 540.
5.4. It's just that's a nice price.
That's
baby.
actually I'm gonna have a
540
little
for
side bonus.
Kelmar.
That's a side bet.
That
We
is.
might be having a little play on
Put
the
me
day
down
on
for
that.
something on Kelmar.
That's a nasty left edge. Like he's good to go there. And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck wouldn't I have Tommy Turbo, the best player on the planet, against a side he loves to hump in front of his people, trying to prove horrible 2022 wrongs into my fucking anytime? I'd have to be mad in the head, and I'm not. So he goes in to boost this baby, 15.38.
And just on the hat trick train again, this isn't about Ruben here, but maybe Rubens uses a decoy and Kelmer gets a hat trick at $41.
Look, long play short.
Fucking come on, mate. It's a key.
I love a left edge back row.
Yeah,
For
well, there
Manly,
we
wearing
go.
the number 12 jersey, boys, so I'm not going to go against you on that one.
And we have got here our lippy dribbler, Schnapley. I just can't believe that's a name still. Like, I'm trying to work out if that's like an amalgamation of all of their names. But Schnappers has gone Manly 13 plus, can of cola, stubby cooler, anytime, or 2 or more.
Yep.
2 plus.
Stubby cooler 2 or more, Manly 13 plus. I don't hate that bet either at 21.23.
That's a good bet.
That's a good bet. That's the smartest bet he's had, without a shadow of a doubt, or they've had.
I reckon they'll pound that left edge, though.
Now, just quickly, is a Kikau and a Mole going to be up against each other?
Oh, yeah.
That is so horny, dude. Yeah. Talk about.
I've got something coming for that too, so I'm going to build you into it.
Okay, yeah. You get us primed. That's going to be a bit of blood in the shaft early for everyone. But there's something coming there. Good to know.
There's more to that.
All right, next game we have got Cowboys v the Raiders, Queensland Country Bank Stadium. Cowboys $1.36, the Raiders $3.10, the line 8.5, over under 42.5. Rando, we obviously know that you are a Cowboys dick rider, so we'll take every stat with a grain of salt here.
Obviously, 29 degrees at Townsville. 5:30 game, technically 4:30 Townsville time, so it's going to be very hot. The Raiders, they hate the heat. They've won 3 of their last 11 games in Townsville. The Cowboys have won 4 of their 5 pre-6 p.m. kickoffs in Townsville as well. And in each of those 4 wins last year, Jeremiah Nanai scored a try.
He knows how to find the line.
Kid can
Yes, he
play.
does.
He's
Kid can
short,
play.
though, but fuck, he can play.
260, I think that's probably the best you'll see him all year.
Fucking hell. Eddie, what are you doing with that, mate?
I think that the Cowboys fucking humped the Raiders, so I'm taking them -8.5. Cowboys at home. Everyone's really high on the Cowboys supply this year. I'm going to go with the general consensus here. I didn't like the Raiders in the trial. and I think they win and win well. Tommy Dearden scores a lot of tries.
Yeah.
He scores a lot of fucking tries. His stats are rock solid, and I'm going to throw him in there, put him together, 499. Not a heap to happen there, and he scores a lot of tries.
Yep.
Scope.
Like at the start of the show, boys, I'm bullish on the Cowboys as well. I love all the stats that Rando threw out.
They were hot stats.
They were hot stats, and for hot weather.
Yes.
So I'm gonna ride the Cowboys. I think the most impressive part about them last year, boys, at the start of the year was their defense. Though, I think Canberra playing. It's you don't even need the stats. They're the ultimate extremes. Playing in Townsville was awful because it was too hot. Also playing in Canberra was awful because it was too cold. Therefore, that doesn't mix for me. So the boys going up there and playing in Townsville, I think they'll struggle early on. I like the Raiders this year. I think they build into the year. So therefore, I like the Cowboys 13+ in a bit of a defensive battle. So even though it's 13+, I think they keep Canberra relatively scoreless. And they put I'm looking at the 20, 30 to 10 sort of mark.
Okay.
So keeping it under the 42.5 just.
Yep. Edward, you've already gone.
I have, Tom.
I just wanted to tell everyone that. Sebo.
I looked at round one. I mean, it's not summer. Today's the end of summer, but
First day of
I think they do the wet and the dry up there, mate.
Mate,
Well, I
summer
mean,
all year round up in Townsville.
Raiders would have to be like, if they, I'm sure playing rugby league, you might go, okay, I really don't want to play this team at this place at this time. And it's like Raiders, Cowboys would be their number one. It's like you're telling me I'm coming from, the freezing cold, flat roundabout area where there's no beaches or anything into the humid 30-degree stuff up there. They just...
From a freezing shithole
to a tropical, humid area.
paradise.
They're just not going to be able to do anything. And then Sebi Chris. Look, I love you, Sebi Chris, but are you a fullback? I don't know. I don't know enough about him, but he's playing at fullback. But I can't remember him playing fullback.
What's Savage? Is Savage injured or some shit?
Yeah, I think
Broken
so.
jaw, Sav.
Oh.
Battered Sav.
Battered Savage.
They were saying that Sebi Chris has only played one game of fullback in either Cup or in NRL.
Yeah, so you might see some Jordan Rapps in there. Did he end up getting suspended actually in the end?
No,
I
he
think
was
good to
named.
go?
He was named.
So Jordan Rapps is on the wing, I think. So you might see
yeah.
a little bit of him if it doesn't work out originally with.
I just
you reckon
think
they'll
Chris.
go the mid-game swap?
They could do. Just see how it's going. I dare say that they might lean towards that because I can see Cowboys. So I've obviously got Cowboys 13+. So I'm bullish.
Even if they do swap around, it's like if the Cowboys' defense is somewhat the same, I don't see that being enough. Attacking Arsenal.
No.
So I think the Cows pump him. Well, maybe not pump him, but a 13+. I'll take the 13+. And then Val and Talangi. I was on them a lot last year, looking to reopen that relationship and just double down on them here and just kick back. So that's 581.
Back for seconds, bro.
581. Yeah. Look, this was again one where I was very tempted to go into an anytime try score or orgasm of just fucking Cowboys players. But I'm sticking to the process, whatever that is. It's about slowly cultivating small, humble units early on, keeping the cultivation small, considered, and concise. Things that you just know are going to happen and still find a little bit of value considering how certain it is, relatively speaking. Obviously nothing's certain in the game of gambling, but you know what I'm saying. Cowboys 13+ against a Raiders team who, yes, it was trials, but you lose to the Tigers. It's a tough one. It's a tough sell. And not just lose, get fucked by the Tigers. So Cows 13+ and Taulungi, you're getting 350. I'm like, that's pretty good for fucking nothing to happen.
Well, it's 350%.
Yeah.
Not much to happen.
For not much to happen.
Yeah.
So that's how I see it. Keep it small, keep it humble.
Take your money where you
process.
can.
Just stick to the process. I'm a process-driven gambler.
I feel that,
all about
especially
process.
week one as well, it's like if you're trying to take down, remember, you know what a trebuchet is? Anyone play Age of Empires? A big slingshot that takes down a castle.
Is that like
you
the
load
thing?
it
It's like
up.
the thing
Throws rocks.
Yeah, it
flicks
throws
like fucking
rocks, and you're just
yeah.
like,
It's called a trebuchet.
trebuchet. Yeah, it's
Are we
a
shocked he
trebuchet.
knows that?
No, we're not.
And I see the beginning of the season, at least the first few weeks, is you're collecting units to fill that trebuchet up and then just have a fucking shot at taking down the castle, which is, the belt getting your name up there. But if you go out too hard too early, you don't have any ammo and you're just flinging yourself straight away, then you'll start chasing, then you start doing dumb shit, and then you'll just fall further into hell. So, build your trebuchet ammo up, guys.
I knew that was building to something. and you didn't disappoint, sir. I can't even pronounce that word. I'm not even going to try. So I knew if you're throwing that around willy-nilly that there's going to be something behind it.
Oh, mate. Trebuchet.
Trebuchet.
Yeah.
Trebuchet.
That is fucking ridiculous.
And what's
trebuchets, bro?
Yeah, trebuchets. That's
Put that on a
that'll
t-shirt.
be in a fucking
Sebo's face
Yeah,
on
well,
a
that'll be
trebuchet.
if he has a good week.
Sebo
It'll be in the
Trebo.
fucking Monday wank video. Cowboy Schnapley, Lippy. He's got Cowboys to win it. Rapana did in any time. 11:39.
It's not a bad bet.
Yeah, it's all right.
Not a bad bet.
It's all right. I don't hate it. Rapana's probably going to score. If the Raiders score, he's always likely. But we can't forget the guys called Schnapley. We just can't. Now, we move on to Sharks, Rabbitohs, Shark Park. Sharks, 260, Rabbitohs, $1.50. I assume that might have something to do with Nico Hines being out injured.
Yep.
Line 5.5, over under 42.5. Monsieur Corbet, random stats guy, Nathan.
A bit of rain expected at night and during play. Other than that, not too much happening here. Obviously, the big news, Nico out. Braden Trindle comes into the side. Now, Nico only missed one game last year for the Sharks, so hard to get a read. And Sharks pumped Melbourne 28-6 in that game that he missed. So Braden Trindle can step up if needed to. In his last 5 games starting at halfback, Sione Katoa has scored off the back of Trindle. So look out for him to score on that right wing. Trindle obviously on that right side. So that's the play I'm looking at there. Really tough to pick how each team's going to come out of the gates here and if they're going to really miss Nico because they've got basically the same side other than that.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. Sebo, what are you thinking?
This is the most trebuchet bet I'm going to be doing all week. I'm just taking Bunnies and AJ. Bunnies and AJ.
Feedback on the trebuchet.
Bunnies and AJ.
Back trebuchets. Okay.
Yeah.
Put your trebuchet away.
It's 218. Like, Bunnies, Nico's out. Bunnies will win. Nico's out. Like, I just don't see that. And the, Trell is going to be fired up for this because last time they played, he missed like 3 field goals, one from like 5 metres in front. So we lost by a point to them last time when it's pretty much the same teams. Take out Nico, fired up Trell. We're winning that game. AJ, he's not going to break it this year, but he's going to break all-time try scorer. You just have to include him almost every goddamn week. Those two, 218. It's as simple as it gets.
I actually think you can be more simple and still have better odds. And that's where I'm coming from. Be simpler than Seb, but have a better bet. And I have no fucking desire to pick a winner in this game. They're both good sides. Yes, the Sharks without Nico, but it's round 1, so I don't know what the fuck's going on. The only thing I know is AJ scores tries. If you score 1 try, you're going to get fuck all for it. But if you have him 2 or more punters and dribblers, you're going to get $4.10. I just think that's going to happen. Of course it's going to fucking happen. They're slick. They're going to spin it out to the left. Nice sweeping backline plays. Trell at the back there. Similar to, I could have gone a Hattie, but I chose to be conservative. 410, AJ 2 or more. You're welcome. Scope.
Looks like, boys, because I can see the docs here, that we are all on AJ.
That's often bad news, actually.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a curse. But one thing I do know is, like we said here, he does score for fun. With the Nico Hines coming out, just learning about that on the run, with Trindle coming in, I think they attack that left edge. They love attacking that left edge. And I'm not going to worry about 2. I'm not going to worry about AJ with the Bunnies. I just think he scores first. I think he just opens up the account. Give me first try scorer at 680. That's a good price for him. I think he scored first for him last year, if memory serves me correct, at Cronulla. Maybe Rando can...
Yeah, he got that one.
Yeah, he did. Yep. So
Look at
I think it just happens again. I think it just happens again in season 23.
I like that bet.
I just like that Rando knew that. Yeah.
Well, that's what he said.
No, I know. But it was like,
Scope just gave me a stare down the barrel, said, you better get me.
Yeah, I hope so. I was looking at the piggy again. Rando, we going?
We going?
Sweet. All right. And what was that paying? 680 for
680
AJ
first try scorer.
nice.
Alex Johnson.
Yeah.
The scorer of tries.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's
It's one of those bets that, like, in hindsight, when it happens, you just like, it's so obvious. Or if you missed out on betting, it's just like, that's why it's 680.
Yeah,
I'll be having a little something on that
just happens.
before the game. I can promise you that. Look, AJ goes in. It's a fucking no-brainer. We all know why. It's because he scores basically every week. Well, Latalo goes in as well because he's a handful. He was scoring for fun in the trials, looking fucking elite. I think he crosses a chalk at some point in the game. And Nico Hines out. I think it hurts them. I like South to win the game. They're still they're a great side. Even if they love losing a prelim, they're still a great side. I think they'll be in the top 4. I think South get the dub early. I think Nico hurts them, as I said. 557, gentlemen.
Okay. and our Schnapply dribbler. South for the win. Cody and AJ anytime. 5.59. Cody scores, right? He does, but he also doesn't.
No, I think he's actually in like the top 3 or 5 like the last couple of years.
But I feel
Does
like...
he score? Does he score?
Involvement.
Does he score more than Mulatalo for the same odds?
Oh, for the same odds. Yeah, no, he doesn't.
Does he score? He doesn't score when you're on him. And
No,
maybe
he
that's
doesn't.
a me experience, but that's what I feel.
That's the general consensus.
And that's no knock on him.
much
but
like a Katoni.
a fucking Katoni will never get
Oh,
my...
no, I wrangled that guy.
Yeah,
I
you
wrangled
did.
that guy.
Yeah, well, you're the only one who's wrangled a fucking
You
Stags.
can get $4 for Katoni.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Against the Panthers.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
that.
which I don't like.
No, I tried to. I was a Katoni away in the fucking trials from the whatever that game was, whoever they played.
Yeah.
Just before you move on, boys, now that you've all given your bets and every single one of yous went AJ, just want to give a stat out there. AJ's record against the Sharks is his worst against any club. He scores only 3 tries in 9 games for them, and the Sharks conceded the least tries from a left winger last season.
Fuck.
But what about that stat? 33%, and that's his. Is that his
That's
worst?
his worst, yeah.
Jeez, that's a good.
That's
That's a
so
good.
good.
That's a good worst
That's a
stat.
good worst
that is.
stat, yes.
33% of the time he scores against him, and that's his worst. Though.
It's not exactly completely damning for my 2 or more for AJ. It's a little bit of a chink in the armour.
Is
But
this one of those moments where if you ignore the gift he's provided, like
Me?
like all of us?
Well, yeah, and we're all on him and we're all worried.
Who's going up against Katoa?
I can't. I don't.
Has Rando made you second guess yourself here, boys?
Well, he's
Because
certainly. He's,
for me, the stat is actually.
it's actually not that bad. That's why I'm trying to
Yeah.
work out. Do I just stay the course here? It's round 1. Don't get wigged out by stats. It's a new season.
I think the stat's not that bad, just the price
Because he's
reflecting the stat. Isn't
what's
it?
he paying any time?
$1.62.
yeah.
So that's
But see, I've got him 2 or more, so I'm all right.
you're sweet.
yeah, I'm all
Yeah,
good.
you're fine,
Yeah,
actually.
Fuck it. I'm staying.
I'm going to change. I'm going to change
changing?
it. I'm going to
First one of the year.
Listen, fuck
Here we
it.
go.
May as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to take out AJ and I'm going to put in Latrell.
And what's that put on? What does that come to?
$7.96.
Well, it certainly improves your
Yeah, I
odds.
mean, he does want to get that. I reckon he's going to come out hungry.
What are
against
you
the
doing?
Sharks. I'm keeping it.
Yeah?
I'm keeping it because I think he'll get one for sure.
There you go.
I do see that the price might be. I'm not getting bang for my buck, but I think he's going to score.
Just you're cultivating humble units.
Yeah.
Trebuchet shit.
Trebuchet.
All right. Let's move on to the Fish v. the Roosters. Some guy sent us a message today on Instagram going, "Oi, dude, don't want to be like that nitpicky guy, but like a dolphin's actually a mammal, not a fish." And I'm like,
Have you ever seen Seinfeld, you fucking idiot?
I just went, no, it's not, dude. It's a fish.
No, it's a fish.
So the Fish v. the Roosters. Where is this? This isn't at Redcliffe, is it?
Suncorp.
When they say I don't mean to be that guy, they definitely mean to be that guy.
They definitely
are that
They are
and
that
they
guy.
don't get
Hey,
that
dude.
I
don't mean
they
to be
don't
that
understand.
guy. Yeah,
they
you
don't
are.
understand. But shout out to that guy, whoever you are. So this is I wish they played the first one at fucking Redcliffe. I get it, but like, you know.
No, I don't get it.
I don't really get it. Dolphins 560, which is actually like almost criminally cheap. Like they should be $400,000. Dolphins 560. The Roosters $1.13. The line is 18 points. The over under is 46.5 points. I don't know if any of you watched NRL 360 like I did last night, but I saw that Wayne Bennett and Jesse Bromwich both came out and were like, Milford's, I'm paraphrasing here, but a lazy fuck and should be taking his job a little bit more seriously, and they've dropped him because he's done fuck all in the trials, and now Katoa's in.
They went very hard in the paint.
went very hard.
Wayne was like, mate, like, where do you want to be in 12 months?
Yeah.
Right.
Like fucking hard. Like Jesse was, and they were saying like
Jesse was pretty. He was good about it, but he was.
bruh,
like reading between the lines. He's basically saying
you didn't even need to read between the lines. Like I've never heard. You don't hear players talk about their teammates like that. Right? He's like talking about how he should be helping out the younger half and being there and like as a support system and trying to help him get better. It sounds like he got again. Who the fuck knows? But it sounds like he got dropped and just been a salty fucker. Like it just sounded like he's not bringing much to the table at all, which is exactly what you want when you're starting a new side with your marquee man. It's exactly what you want. So at 560, I actually like the Dolphins in this one. Rando, what are the stats, the weather for this game?
29 and dry at Suncorp. Perfect day for running rugby. I am cautious about that plus 18 line. Now, the Roosters have failed to cover the line in 6 of their last 8 games at Suncorp. They have only won by 18 plus points twice in 20 games at Suncorp. They've lost 4 of their last 5 season openers as well, so they're not notorious good starters. Remember, they lost to the Knights round 1 last year, and Knights were probably around the same odds. And Trent Robinson has lost all 6 games against Wayne Bennett at Suncorp Stadium.
Ooh, could you imagine if the Fish dusted the Roosters round 1? That would be
Great for the game.
It would be great
Awesome
for the
for the
game.
I'm not saying Dolphins win this. I'm saying
No,
the
I
lines
know.
are a lot.
I understand. I'm choosing one stat there to just try and fucking. But I'm excited by that. If that were to happen, what are we doing here? What are we thinking, Scope? What are we thinking?
All right, so obviously they had a poor trial and it's cost Milf his gig. It's cost him his round 1 showing. So I don't think, despite Milford not being there, I don't think the Roosters go away from what worked for the Gold Coast Titans. The great Kieran Foran did an absolute number on him.
Grandpa Foreign.
Grandpa Foz,
Pop.
and he was playing to grandson Khan Pereira, rookie, and he managed to cross for 4 of the best. So I don't think a lot has to happen here for Daniel Tupou to cross for 3. I think they're going to keep attacking that edge. I don't care whether it's Milford, Katoa, or even if Jesse Bromwich gets out and plays third man in. I still think they're going to be attacking that edge. So therefore, I like Daniel Tupou for a Hattie at $10.
Lovely.
Nice.
Lovely. Edward, where are you, buddy?
Mate, I think the Dolphins get butchered. And if that's to be the case, you're going to need a couple of butchers at the helm. And I just can't get enough of those butcher boys.
Yeah.
Egan and Nat, they're studs, the both of them.
The
Nat in
butchies.
particular is just a real fucking...
Apparently they got raps on Egan of Ron Perlman lookalike fame. Like he's going to be, they're like, they think Ronnie Perlman's actually the next guy. Like he's better than that.
Well, that's fucking music to my ears. Boys playing left and right. I think they fucking go over 7.39 for the Butcher boys.
Love a bit of butcher betting. Sebo?
Well, I'm loving this because I only need Tupou to get 1 because he's a lock, and maybe he's only paying $1 or something, but he's going to get 1, right? He got what he was. I don't know how many tries he scored last year, but he scored a lot for us. And then the Butcher, Nat Butcher. I know he's been in and around for a while, but I haven't gone on a date with him, right? I haven't had him in one of my multis. I haven't had my eye on him, eagle eye, like, give it to Nat. And he scored, 4 tries against the Tigers last year at some point? And I'm like, you know what? Let's go on a date. I want to bring you into my first multi and get you there. So I'm bringing in Nat Butch now.
Where are you taking him on a date? Where are you going?
I think we'll just keep it somewhere casual with a good view, good price. Nothing food, just maybe a little, maybe a bit of arancini.
Yeah, daytime, nighttime? What are we thinking? Though?
Arvo. Like taking not Iceberg's a restaurant, but Iceberg's the club.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah,
RSL.
okay. Build up to it. Don't just go.
Yeah, you don't go straight
No.
upstairs.
No, go to the dining room straight away.
We want to be sitting at a bar
Yeah.
talking like this, not opposite each
Yeah.
other, just kind of
Easy exit
Yeah.
if need be.
Yeah,
Exactly. Looking at the view and just hanging out. So I'm taking him there. Now, Rando's stat, I did take the line at minus 18, but it's kind of like I've gone out into like a fucking duel and I'm ready to take on this line. And I feel undergunned, undermanned. Like I'm backing out. I'm out. Like I left my bourbon at the bar. I'll be back in 1 second, and I'm fucking never coming back.
Yeah, right.
So I'm just taking that line out. So I'm just going Tupou and Butch because I prefer to just go on the date without having to worry about the line, and those two will get me 430.
Okay. I respect you walking back on that.
I respect it too.
Well, he
Thank
felt
you.
undergunned and undermanned.
Yeah, he did. Now, I just hearing Scope talk about Tupou and then sort of me reflecting on my troubled history with James Tedesco, and troubled it is.
Oh, it's troubled.
I struggle to land Teddies generally. So I'm actually fucking removing Teddy and I'm putting in Tupou as an anytime, Joseph Suali'i and Tupou anytime. Now, with Teddy in there, it was 421. I'm fucking that off, and I'm just going with Tupou, and it's 332.
Can I ask what stat did Rando give for you to Take out Teddy.
Does it have to be purely off randos?
Yeah, yes, it does.
Why? We never outlined that.
That's what we said at the top of the show.
I'll have a stat to try and make you maybe retract on that little bet
go,
change.
go.
Is that
Quick.
Daniel Tupou's only scored in 3 of his 14 games at Suncorp Stadium.
Swally and Teddy at 4:21. And we'll be having
Tom loves just fucking tweaking the right. What? What do you mean?
Hey, you gotta push the boat out. You gotta see what
Literally
you
said
can get
it
away
at the
with.
start of the fucking podcast.
Yeah, you can change your bets based on information
random.
presented.
It's got to be rando stats.
It's got to be random.
Teddies are hard to find, though. I'm with you, Tom. Teddies are hard to find.
He's a fucking.
I struggle to find Teddy.
A long time ago.
Yeah.
I've been looking for Teddy for a minute.
Dude.
Yet to find him.
No, dude. Well, listen.
In a big moment.
Maybe it's quite a notch on the belt if I manage to find a Teddy this weekend.
yeah.
So fuck it.
He's hard.
But he's and at 4:20, I'm just like, fucking Teddy. Like it's not going to be very easy. So I'm concerned off the bat. But look, if I'm not allowed to do what I think we should have been allowed to do, then whatever. Fuck you guys. Are we up to Lippy now?
Yeah. Roosters 13 plus. Radley anytime 7:21.
Don't hate that. Don't
Radley's-
hate that.
Does Radley score?
No, I've
Brad's
been
up the middle.
He can score, but I've been on him a fair bit for how much I should be on him. I'm on him more than that, and because I just love him, right? I think he's great, But like he's not the best guy to chase down.
It's mainly
he's one of the better guy to watch.
Yeah, I think it's just because the Dolphins are shit.
Yeah,
maybe
you're
you've got a
right.
chance with Vic.
Crush up the mid.
What about Cheese? Is Cheese playing?
Cheese playing?
He should get over.
I'm surprised Cheese hasn't popped his head up here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Because he doesn't mind a meaty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cheese
just
last.
running from 10 metres out, kind of thing, crashing over. Yeah.
Well, listen, we live and we learn. Now we are on to another poo slinger to round out the week. Again, perfect time to enjoy poo slingers because, as Scope put it so eloquently, they don't know they're poo slingers yet. We got the Tigers v the Titans. Now, Tigers favourite $1.72, Titans 2.10 at Leichhardt. The line is 2.5 over under 46.5 points. Rando, anything for this poo slinger?
It's just the definition of a poo singer. It's going to be dry conditions in 25. The Titans, they've won 8 of their last 10 against the Tigers, but they've also only won 4 of their last 32 games away from home as underdog. So not
would be
not
most of
too
them.
sure. I do like the overs though. 81% of Titans away games went over the points handicap last year, and 70% of Tigers games played at 6 p.m. or later went over the points handicap. So look to the overs market if you're looking for anything.
Okay.
Titans do love an overs.
Yeah,
'cause they
they
get
do.
out to like a 30-point lead.
And then the
manage to
opposition
lose it
chased them
somehow.
down.
Yeah.
They did that to Manly. It was like 30-0, and we came back and won 50-30. One of the great days. Eddie.
One of the great days. Listen, I think that I can speak for everyone on this panel. Scope, you're obviously new, but the rest of us really like AJ Brimson.
Yeah.
We really like AJ Brimson. He's a hot, young piece of ass, and he goes in. There's another guy I really like, though, who, listen, unfortunately for Manly, he was let go of, but went on to make a nice little fucking career for himself. The boot scooting baby, Appy Coruscant. I just see him booting and scooting out of dummy half for a bit of meat. I just see it. Catching the boys off guard. So AJ into Appy, 998.
Now, was that an intentional double ender for a poo slinger, or was that just...
It's just how I felt
Yeah.
in the moment,
Yeah.
Tom.
No, I respect it.
And I noticed that you feel the same.
Yeah, you and I, we've been living in each other's heads recently.
Too
rocking up
often.
to things dressed exactly the same.
Like, scarily.
Yeah. So
I think it's happened twice in the last fucking week.
yeah, so I wasn't shocked to see that you and I have both gone AJ Appy. Mine again was Poo Slinger Central double ender. Give me that fucking Sunday Arvo double ender.
Nothing
AJ
like sliding onto a double ender on
No,
a Sunday
on a Sunday
afternoon.
after a
was
long
it?
weekend, just trying to make you lift your spirits. AJ, relatively fucking cheap considering we were getting on AJ last year at like in the
he's a
fours.
forward, and he was 4 consistently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm a little disappointed to
Yeah.
see him in the 2s here, but whatever.
Yeah.
I think because he flows back into the 1 jersey compared to the 6. The market's
Okay.
adjusted.
Yeah, Scope's got it too.
Yeah.
He scored in each of his last 4 games, but they've all been at 5'8". He's only scored 3 times in his last 14 games at fullback.
Just like Kalen, though, I don't think much changes for either of them. I still think they flow around and play the same style of footy, just with a different number on, with regards to in attack in the in the attacking zone. So I still think that's probably now I'm looking at it, Apologies, Seb. I think, boys, I think it's unders 280. I think if you could get the $4 about the 6 jersey, that'd be the go.
Fuck.
Wait, so he's playing 6.
Did I just rando try to talk you out of a bet? Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
I've also backed you up
you
there.
can shit on bets.
You can shit all over. Glass bottom boat, me, dog.
No.
3
Just
tries
making
in his
sure
last
Rando wasn't
14
anyone who
games.
could just check.
No,
check people
dude.
So
with
No,
that.
basically, he's gone down.
I like Brimo to
Gone
score.
down in price
I just
in
don't like
one.
the price.
Yeah.
No, the price was annoying me, but I was just like, give me a double.
It's just a good. You owe it to him. Like like last year, he got me a lot of units in a lot of different games. Even a first try scorer at Magic Round for like $26. So
I forgot to put that bet on.
yeah, I owe AJ. I owe him like even though I'm going to date with old Butch, if I see AJ out there
You're
in
a
the Goldie,
slut, dude.
Yeah,
it's not like you
yeah.
won't fucking say goodnight to Butch and head
I'm
over to
going to
AJ's
buy. I owe him a.
I guarantee you will for a little late night romp.
I owe him a dinner. I owe him a dinner at least, and so I need to. It's been a long summer. I've gone on a few trips and I played a lot of golf, so all the winnings from AJ need to restart. So I need to win him a dinner. 280. If I put 2.5 units on that thereabouts, that's enough for
You going 2.5 units?
Yeah, I'm double staking. I'm double staking. We're getting 2 stakes, and so 280 double staked.
Okay.
That's going to get AJ and I a nice fucking ribeye somewhere.
Yeah, medium well.
Yeah. No, I'm like a blue.
You're a blue, and
Yeah,
you're medium
yeah,
well.
yeah.
So I'm just a medium rare. I'm just
probably
straight
more
down the line.
medium.
So
Yeah,
you're
probably
betting to
more.
win $100.
100 units. Yep.
$100.
$100.
Two
Sorry.
units.
Yeah.
No,
2 units.
10 units.
10 units.
Not big maths guys here.
Yeah.
Betting to win 10 units.
Betting to win 10 units on
Okay.
AJ. I'm double staking him.
See, now I
We
don't
owe a
want.
stake.
Now I don't want him to score.
$100. That covers 2 stakes. Easy.
Banquet
stake,
menu
2
at Burley
stars.
Pavilion as well. $100 on the head. Done.
I'm going out in blaze of glory because if he stays at 280, I might have to jump ship off AJ for a while. But I'd rather have one big throw at the dartboard.
Okay.
Right now. Yeah.
Scope, I like your bet here, mate.
Yeah, I'm on one of the big boys in this. So when I look at this game, Tigers versus Titans, Rando's thrown out. There could be some points in it based off the Titans' record. Defense isn't at the forefront for them, and you've got a guy that I like that you've chucked in the boot scooting baby, Uppy Coruscant. I think he's just going to be. He's going to be doing his best work in and around the ruck, therefore setting up some of the big boys. I'd love to see Alex Twal cross.
I know.
for his
I was
first
looking
ever.
at fucking 12.
I would love to see it.
I was looking at 12.
But I'm a big fan of Stefano. Big Steph. Uto Ikamano. We've got him at 520. I can just picture, if you think of, the Panthers of the last couple of years, how many times do you see just Fisher Harris crossing off of just a beautiful, nice little short ball from Uppy Carousel? Spencer Leniu of going to the Roosters fame.
Yeah.
Who else? Isaiah Yao just ducking over, untouched, because just that creative little genius they call Uppy Carousel in and around the ruck, looking after the big boys. I think the boys will be humming this year in particular for the Tigers. So in a game like this against the Tigers, who defence isn't at their forefront to start the season, I don't believe. I think they want to score points, not protect them. So give me big Stefano at 520, boys. Anytime.
Big Steph went over in the trials as well.
Yes, he did,
And
against the Wars.
I was a Charlie Staines away from a very nice bet there. Who would have thought that fucking Stefano was the one that went over? I was like,
The Forbes Ferrari let you down.
yeah, he
Kidding.
did. He did. The Forbes Ferrari, the lockjaw, kid with lockjaw.
Lockjaw.
Sweet. All right. Well, then we go to our Lippy dribbler here. He's got Tigers -2.5. Talau and Khan Pereira anytime at 10.40. It's sure, but fucking hell for a poo singer. I actually don't like the bet. It's just
a bit too much going on potentially.
too much going on for a poo singer. I think you just can't be. You can't be relying on that much shit to happen in a game where poo will be slung with reckless abandon.
Your sort of game, bro.
Now we move on to our unit scooper. For those of you new here, this is where we basically throw one unit. Is it, Edward? And you can go
Put
your
1 unit on, yeah.
hardest.
So if the odds are $100, you got $10 on it.
Yeah. Just trying to basically pull something out of your ass a little bit.
That's right.
Now, Sebo, you hit one of the great units. Was it your unit scooper? Was it your Ozaki?
Ozaki 8.
It's an immortal
board.
bet.
Eight
so
perfect lines.
It's the opportunity to get up on the board.
8 perfect lines.
8
What
perfect
a
lines. Shout out
What a
to
bet.
Point Break 2 and friend of the show, Luke Bracey.
Yeah.
The
And
Ozaki 8.
I will be having another crack at the Ozaki, even though I've already found wherever it is once you crack one. I'm going to have a crack, but you have to do it at that right time of getting a read on teams before teams give up and, start thinking about the next season and training young blood. So it comes somewhere, maybe, is it just before Origin, maybe I'll have a crack at the Ozaki. But for this week, I'm just going super, super conservative. Again, just trebucheting my way through the first week with Roosters, Cows, Panthers win. Like, that's all happening. Tupu, AJ, Joshi Carsevo, 1670. I think the philosophy behind unit scoopers is you're putting $10 down every week. Season's like 20-something, 20 weeks long. So you're going to put down around 250, 260, 270. You don't want to be losing your money on your unit scoopers if you're looking for a title. So you just need to lock in around $200 somewhere and then go real big.
This guy's come in with a little bit of fucking prep around the unit scooper, which scares me off the jump. You're looking at those immortal bets. I'm
looking at the Ozaki and I say, I want a piece of that. I want a piece. And my price is just under it, and I'm just trying to think in my head, what do I need to add to just monster this Ozaki week 1?
Well, mate,
could you imagine?
That would be one of the great dick flops of all time on the table. Well, do you want a bit more time to try and work that out? We can go
look,
it, or
I'm not going to get too carried away too early. We've got a long season. I'll get there. I know what the mark is now. I've looked up. It's impressive.
Yeah.
But should I just roll straight into my one, boys?
You go.
Look, we mentioned them before. Same edge. I'm ready on a lot of this stuff. You'll see a flow even going into the next bet as well. I think there's going to be some tries scored in the Manly versus Bulldogs game. I know me mate, the skipper, DCE, he's going to be up for it. Obviously picked that in my other bet. But I think there's a couple of alpha dogs on the left edge for the Bulldogs and the right edge for Manly. So the two guys, the two skippers going head-to-head. Well, one of them's a co-skipper in Matty Burton with Rid Marnie. So I think the two skippers and halves are going to go head-to-head. They're going to want to run. So give me DCE and Matty Burton, respectively, for the Bulldogs. And I think this is a real game for our boy Olakuatu. So we're all impressed by him. I think he's going to be a real big player. He's coming up against, for most people, the best back rower in the game. Big Kicks comes over. Viliami Kikau, he comes over from Penrith. He wants to send a statement to all the Dogs fans. Olakuatu wants to go, hey, big dog. There's another big dog in the northern beaches.
Woof woof dog.
And we're going to be going. We're going to be going. So I can just see a couple of big alphas going head to head, and they're going to be led by their skippers. So let's chuck all four of them together: DCE, Matty Burton, Homole Olakuatu, Viliami Kikau. Anytime try scorers, it's $182.43.
That's a lot for just 4 try scorers.
It is a lot for try scorers.
Not a lot has to happen for that. No, in this sort of game, I can see a 36-30 sort of game, 36-32. You get these boys at these prices. Olakuatu scores for fun.
Yeah.
Kicks loves a try.
I'll be getting on that. Like, Olakuatu kicks some of the best drumsticks in the game. Then you've got bloody Burton who goes over all the time. It's just DCE, really.
Yep.
Like,
But he scores them.
And
always,
Brando, give us that stat about the halves.
You'll find him is
that's
fucking
that earlier.
coming up the middle.
yeah.
What was your halves stat again?
Outside of the back three, the halfback has scored the most tries against
I love
the
that
Bulldogs.
stat. Love
last year.
that stat.
And is that from Manly or just generally?
Generally the whole comp.
Fuck, that's a stat, Rando. Holy shit.
It's a good stat. Gets me
Eddie,
going.
what are you doing?
I'm looking for some Toolmores this week, boys. I'm looking for some Toolmores. And I start with Ruben Garrick. I mean, you've got him down for a hattie. I think he's cherry ripe for 2 tries against the fucking Dogs on that left edge. He'll just be working all day. Tuolungi for the Cowboys. 2 tries against the Raiders. I think he's a fucking sniff. And Tupou, although You've made me second guess myself. I'm prepared to fucking stay with it because they're playing the Fish and they're going to be fucking awful, I think. So 2 tries for him, 113.62.
I don't hate that. I, looking at it, don't hate that.
I don't hate it.
But it's my least favourite, but I still like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Don't know how to respond to that.
Now, I am going to my try scorer smoothie where, 8 games, 8 try scorers, chuck them in, blend it up, make money, live your dreams. So in the Eels Storm game, I've got Xavier Coates anytime at 220, which is value. Then Warriors and Newcastle, I've got Dallin, $1.85. Not much, but Dallin likes to score a try. Dallin loves to score a try, in fact. Then we got the Penny Panthers, the Broncos. I've chucked in Throbbo, obviously. Manly v. the Doggies. I've got Tommy Turbs. Cows, Raiders. I've got Kyle Felty. I just like Felty, you know. Felty's a fucking... If a win could be a nut trucker, like, he's...
Oh, he's got a nut trucker.
He's got, like, he's fucking great. He's just there. He does a job. You know, he was about to make Origin, drops a ball in a fucking game. They're like, well, you're not playing Origin. There's just something about Felty where I'm just like, he's just a tough battler, gets the job done.
Playing outside my son Pettihiku as well. He just sets people up for fun.
I fucking love Pettihiku, dude.
If you play outside Pettihiku, you can score a meter.
He does look like your son a little bit,
does,
actually.
Yeah.
I like Pettihiku a lot.
When we played at Manly, we would get people would say, "Oh, congrats on your Kiwi debut." Actually, I didn't play. That was the guy 7 years younger than me that debuted before me, but no dramas.
Well, some people actually also think that you two look the same. So,
Yeah, someone at the Magic Round when we were up there when you were doing the thing, and I was just like hanging in the beer garden by myself, and I was just waiting for you guys to do your thing. And then he's like, "Oh, you're that Lee." I'm like, "No." He's like, "No, you are, man, you are." And I'm like, "No, like I'm not. Like I think you're talking about Scope, but I'm pretty sure he's like somewhere over there." And he just wouldn't believe me. He's like, "No, man." I was like,
"No, you're definitely him." yeah. Don't lie to me.
Scope from Wish.
He probably walked away and said, "That Scope's an arsehole."
Now, so we had Kyle Felt from the Cows, AJ again Sharks, Rabbitohs. Suali'i for the Fish and Roosters game, and then Nolfaluma, West Tigers, Titans. You whack all them in, and you are getting $403.13. I have boosted that, but that's a personal choice. You don't have to do that, punters and dribblers, but I boosted it.
You can't.
Mine was boosted as well.
I don't think we don't boost.
No, it doesn't boost
boost
for us. I just mean I've boosted in my own personal. I've chosen.
Oh, so you gave the odds and then
I gave the odds and I boosted
right.
after the fact. I apologise for the confusion there. So that's my Tri-Score Smoothie. That's Unit Scoopers. The Lippy Dribbler, what's he got for us there, Edward Sebo? Who's got
he
it?
went Trell and Jackie Boy. A bit of like Mooseheads vibe there. Kick out any times. Then he's gone Sydney Kings win.
Wow.
And then he had a Brumbies try-score, but we can't put that in. And he had a race, we can't put that in. So it's really just Trell, Jackie Boy, kick out.
Why can't we put them in?
Because I don't think the race odds are out yet. Neither are the Brumbies.
But so
markets.
odds will
be on
if it lands, you'll know what it pays.
Yeah. So it's Trell, Jackie Boy, anytime, Kickow, anytime, Sydney Kings, W, Corey Toole of the household name Brumbies player fame. He'll go over. Albany race 7, Friday, Tiny and Tough.
For the win.
For the win. Odds will come when they come. Now, 10 to 10,000, Eddie. One more explanation. What do we do here? We each pick a leg. It's kind of like a kitchen sink, but as soon as one leg goes, then it's just we start again.
Yeah, so unlike the kitchen sink multi where if one leg fell over on Thursday night, we were fucked all weekend. What we're looking for here is 10 in a row. 10 bets in a row. So obviously if the Thursday night leg fails, we can pick it up on Friday and so on. You get the fucking drill. So Tom's looking after Thursday this week. I'm Friday, Scope Saturday, Sebo Sunday, and we'll rotate through that.
I think we should be giving Rando a game as well. So do we give him Saturday or Sunday?
We can give Rando
maybe Saturday because
there's more games.
Yeah.
So Rando, I'll let you fucking have a little think about that. We've also got Rando's Bet of the Week coming up just after this, which will be fucking. I think it'll be must
watch TV.
Must watch TV, Tom. So.
I kick things off
You
Thursday
kick
night.
things off Thursday night. What do you got for us, buddy?
I've got Parramatta plus 3.5, $1.90. I just like the Eels. I like the Eels. I've said it before. I've explained it. The stats back me up.
Yep.
I love being backed up by stats, having stats in your corner. Para plus 3.5, $1.90.
I look to the Warriors beating the Knights handily over there. Rando's already told us they don't like to travel. Sean Johnson's ready to rip and tear. I think they get the chockies and cover the line 5.5 points. So it's $1.90 as well.
Beautiful. Scope.
Sticking to the theme of my previous bets, boys, with this game, I think there's going to be plenty of points in the Manly versus Dogs game. I think they'll go over the 42.5, and you get that for $1.90 as well, boys. So I think that's just a nice little double down for us. I'm pretty confident on that one.
Yeah, that's an easy leg. I like that one. I'm going Suali'i to anytime try scorer against the Fish.
210's fucking...
I know. I was like, is he injured or something? But look, it was 210 because I had Tupou on there. He was just too short for this challenge. So he should get over. My only worry is is when the Roosters pumped the Tigers like 80-0 or something. He didn't score, but I feel
that's true. I remember that.
That's the otherwise like that's like the 1%. Like
Was Joey Manu playing that game? I was like, Manu's not playing. Hopefully they just go to him more.
But he should score, right? Like first game out, he's fresh. He's like 6'6". He'll just reach ball out. He'll score. Like I don't even know who's marking him. Maybe Azarko or someone like that. So he'll get over.
Yeah, beautiful. Rando, what do you got?
I'm just going to stick to what I know. Cowboys in Townsville, 29 degrees, too hot to handle. Going to take them the line, -8.5 here.
Beautiful.
Love it. All right. Well, so we'll follow along with that.
basically, when we get 5 in a row this week and we get 5 in a row next week, we've done it.
We've done
Happy
it.
days.
Inside of 2 weeks. We love that. Rando, what's your bet of the week, mate?
It's going to be the first game. I really do like the Eels, their odds for the stats that I mentioned earlier. 5 of their last 6 haven't lost to the Storm at Combank. And I'm matching him with Micah Sevo to score anytime. Bloke scored 36 tries in 37 games at Combank as well. Loves a try at that stadium. You put them all together, it's $3.46, which I think is pretty good value for a certainty winger. All you need to depend on is the result, but I think the Eels have got it against a lesser experienced Storm. I think they're going to really miss the Bromwich brothers, a couple of back rowers too. I think Hopgood's going to really fill that gap when Maddo's left. It's only Isaiah Papali'i who they're really going to miss there, so really do like Eels into Mike Sevo.
There you have it.
There you go. Rando's bet of the week. Now, to round it out, as we said, we will cover some other shit when it is on. And UFC, is it 285?
Correct.
On this Sunday, available fucking main event. John Jones, Cyril Gane. John Jones debut at heavyweight. Cyril Gane is one of the slickest fucking heavyweights that you've seen in a while. Coming off the back of a loss to Francis Ngannou. They are fighting for, not for the title, is it?
Yes.
It's for the fucking heavyweight title, of course it is. Jesus
Vacant
Christ.
title.
The vacant title, because Ngannou's gone. And then the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko versus, I'm going to say this disrespectfully, Alexa Grasso. I just don't know if I'd heard of Alexa before. Forgive me, Alexa. But we'll kick things off with you down the end there, Scope. Are you much of a UFC man?
Yeah, I like all the main ones. I'm
Yeah.
not, if we got into the nitty-gritty, the Grassos of the world, I'm
yes.
probably not going to be able to give you too much information there.
Sure.
But I know the big dogs and John Jones have always been a big Bones fan. So it's been a long time between drinks for the big fella.
Yes.
I think he comes back. I think he just works. He's a bit of a technician, and I think he wins by points. I think he sees out the 5 rounds, chips away at Gane, and give me the points for $3. I think is the best price you can get for him.
Mate, I agree with you on that, with Jones and points. He hasn't, like he can stop dudes. I just don't even from memory from his last few fights. I can't remember him stopping anyone.
Last 3 were decisions.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah,
hasn't knocked someone out since 2018.
Yeah. So and then he's a way better wrestler than Francis Ngannou, who took down Gane and fucking won that way. So I don't know. And Gane's massive and strong. I just feel like he's probably not going to knock him out again because Gane's a striker, but it'll be just a tight, grindy sort of a biff, and point seems like the way to go. Edward.
Gane's a striker and he can knock you the fuck out, and Jones has been out for 3 years, basically to the day. So I'm just relying on him being with a bit of ring rust and just catching one. Because if a heavyweight catches you just once, you're out. $7 is a nice price for a KO.
It is a nice.
That is a good price.
It's a nice price for a KO.
I may even have a little look at that.
It's a nice price for a KO, and I just feel like maybe Jones's time in the sun's behind him. He's 35, hasn't fought for 3 years. Obviously, he's like the greatest of all time, but I think Gane knocks him out.
Sebo?
Look, you just got to buy when others sell when others buy. So no one's going on Jones for the KO. That's what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? That's all. That's just the philosophy. Go against the grain. So you get, 319.69 units up in a season.
You should get that tattooed on you.
Yeah, it's a hell of a fucking number.
It's a nice number. That's paying $5. Right. Beautiful. And then the co-main, I've got Shevchenko to knock out Grasso anytime, 325.
Yeah, I think there's no doubt she wins. I'm just looking for a little bit of value. I think she submits her 350.
Scope.
Give me a round 2 result, boys. Spoke to some people a little bit about this. Didn't know much about Grasso. I think Shevchenko just finds her way in the first round, and maybe a little leg kick knockout, round 2.
Not bad for a title fight, the round 2.
Well, I love a round 2 title fight win, and I fucking haven't done it, but I do like it. Sebo, what are you doing?
$6 for that too.
Yeah, that's nice.
I was not paying attention. There was a second one on, so I'm just going to pick something here. What's $15? Grasso by TKO.
Wow.
Nice, Sebo. Nice, mate.
Love that. $15 dues.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's us, punters, dribblers. We're back, about even for another season underway. Welcome, Scope. Welcome back, Rando. Welcome back, Eddie. Welcome back, Seb. Shout out to the punters and the dribblers. Thank you very much to Neds for their support. If you're going to have a punt, do it responsibly. As always, fucking Manly going to win, baby. 13+. Year of the bird.
You're the bird.